Hello, so I'm Caitlin and I'm here with Class4Kids, and today we are going to talk about how you can glow up your dance school social media. So before we get into it, we're just going to do a little bit of a put a finger down. So put a finger down if you have ever felt overwhelmed by your dance school's social media. If you're unsure what to post that will engage your audience, you've found yourself scrambling to put together a post because you've not posted in a week and something needs to go up. You're unsure how to use social media to attract new dancers or customers, and you don't feel that you have the time to allocate to your school's social media. Now, I obviously can't see you, but I'm going to assume that we all have at least 3 fingers down, but you can let us know in the comments. As busy dance school owners, social media can sometimes feel like another full-time job, but here's the good news. You don't need to spend hours online to make your socials shine. You just need a strategy that works for you. Today, we'll help you elevate your online presence, attract new students, and showcase your school's unique personality. Before we dive in, I'm Caitlin. As I said, I'm the social media manager here at Class4Kids, and I've had over 6 years of experience helping businesses shine online. So I've worked across multiple industries, including tech, e-commerce, consultancy, and L&D for both startups and big global corporations. It's all about kind of crafting that content strategy that helps drive real engagement and growth. And that's what we're going to speak to today. So in this session, we'll cover the power of social media marketing, so why your online presence matters and how it can drive real results for you and your dance school. A simple step-by-step social media audit to check what's working and what's not. How to create posts that keep your audience engaged and excited. And I'll also go through some of the resources you'll go home with today to help you keep you on track. We'll also do a little bit of a hands-on session using a social media planning spreadsheet. And if you have any questions throughout this presentation, please pop them in the comments below and we'll get back to you. No question is too small. The chat will be manned the entire live session and we'll also be manning it for the next hour or so. So hopefully by the end of this session, you'll have some actionable steps to strengthen your social media strategy without spending hours online. Because ultimately your social media should work for you, not the other way around. So we're going to look at ways in which you can glow it up so your socials can start working smarter and not harder. So you might be thinking, this is great, but given I'm already stretched thin, why should I prioritize social media? Simply put, social media is your digital stage. In place of a physical shop, your social media presence is like a shop window. So you're drawing people in and encouraging them to learn about more about what you offer. This is important as research has shown that 78% of shoppers research social media before purchasing. That is an absolutely massive number, which just really reiterates why your online presence is so important. Additionally, customers who engage with a business on social media spend on average 35 to 40% more on that brand's products and services. So it's not just about attracting customers, it's also about nurturing a community on your social platforms. Additionally, as high as 58% of customers first discover new businesses on social media. So it's really, really big as kind of a search engine, essentially where people can find your dance school, your brand, and what you're all about. But we'll speak to that in a little bit more detail a bit later on. So ultimately, the research shows that this is needed, but what is the direct impact that this will have on your dance school? So firstly, it'll help you build visibility and awareness. So as shown by the previous slide, as high as 78% of people research activities on social media before making a decision. So a strong presence ensures potential students find you, potential families find you, you're building that customer base. It helps you build trust and credibility. So it's all about kind of positioning yourself as an expert within the dance industry, as your school as the one for people to go to. So before signing up, parents and students want to see what your classes are like. So it's around kind of posting content of value, builds that credibility, it instills confidence in potential customers. And on top of that, it's a little bit of social proof. So likes, shares, reviews reinforces that your dance studio is a trusted space to learn. And as I kind of said earlier, it positions you as an expert in the industry. Engages and retains students. So ultimately, that's what we want, right? We want to retain the current students you have, as well as attract new ones. But social media isn't just about attracting new, it's also about keeping them engaged. So when you feature student achievements, you celebrate milestones, you interact with your community online, you create that deeper connection that encourages loyalty and word of mouth referrals. Drives enrollment and revenue. So, a well managed social media ultimately drives enrollment and revenue, whether that's promoting free trial classes, announcing an upcoming performance, or sharing limited time discounts. Social media is a cost effective way to market your offerings and fill your classes. So, you've got that kind of retention and engagement on one side, and that enrollment and kind of attraction on the other. It also allows you to showcase your unique brand and style. Every dance school has its own vibe, its own teaching approach, and social media allows you to really showcase and shout about that. What makes your school special? Whether that's a focus on kind of competitive training, fun recreational classes, or even just a welcoming and inclusive environment. Social media isn't just a marketing tool, it's a way to build relationships, inspire, and grow a thriving community. So if you think back to that social media as your shop window metaphor, if it's unclear, outdated, or missing key details, potential customers might scroll on by. However, when it's optimized, it's unpolished, it instantly builds trust, it attracts the right audience, and it helps turn followers into customers. To make sure your profile's optimized, you can conduct an audit. So we'll speak to that next and what that would look like. So, for a social media audit is essentially helps you evaluate what is and what isn't working. So you're really looking at your current social media, your current engagement, your current posts that are on there, and you can see what is resonating with audience and what maybe isn't. So, step one, give your profiles a makeover. So you need to be easy to find and easy to book. That's ultimately the most important thing. So you need to look at bio optimization, keywords. So look at what is in your bio. Is your mission there? Is your location there? Is your unique selling point there, front of stage, ready for people to see and understand? Because ultimately, social media is a search engine now. You need to make sure that you are really, really easy to find. 24% of consumers favor social media as a search engine, and that number is even higher in younger generations, with millennial at around 35 and Gen Z as high as 46%. So it's really ensuring that you've got that solid basis there, because where maybe the younger generations aren't your clientele right now, they will be in a few years. Also, really make sure that your link in bio is up to date. If you've got multiple links, make sure they're all relevant, they're all up to date. You haven't got an article on there from 2 years ago. Kind of keep it within the last 6 months or so. And yeah, just really, really clear, concise, right there, what you are, what you offer. The next step is a little bit of a content strategy check. So do you have clearly defined topics that you speak to? Algorithms learn topics. So you need to kind of train your algorithm to show you relevant content that you're used to. So if you're engaging with, I don't know, local coffee shops, that's not relevant to your dance school. You need to make sure that you are engaging with dance specific content on that dance school social media. So it will feed you the relevant top content, but it will also push your content out into that space. And step 3, track which posts perform well and resonate with your audience. Ultimately, it's your audience that determines whether the algorithm pushes. When you kind of got that engagement, then the algorithm helps out. But ultimately, you need to be producing content that your audience want to see and that resonates with them. So if your social media posts feel a little all over the place, it's time to kind of really look at that content glow up. So in terms of, do you have clearly defined topics? What we talked about in the content strategy place is they're called content pillars. So content pillars are essentially the foundation of a strong social strategy. So keeping your posts consistent and on brand. And the pillars help guide your posts, ensuring they align with your mission and your audience. They are kind of essentially the key themes or topics that guide your social post. And they're also referred to as content clusters or kind of content buckets. There's a few different phrases of them, but they're essentially the topics that you speak to. So this is great, but why do they matter to you in your dance school? So firstly, they keep your content organized and consistent, which we like. Having set content pillars ensures a kind of balanced mix of engaging, informative, and promotional content. It will hopefully cut out that last minute scrambling for post ideas. It keeps you really focused. For example, if I was to give you a pen right now and go draw an animal, you might be like, ugh, what animal? Whereas if I went draw a cat drinking a cup of tea, then all of you might produce something that looks very different, but is within that brief. That's essentially what content pillars do. They also help strengthen your brand identity. So a clear content structure helps your audience instantly recognize your school's personality, values, and teaching styles. It's all feeding back into that. Every dance school is different. This is a great place for you to really strengthen your brand and show why yours is the one to go to. They save time and reduces burnout. That's ultimately the most important thing, right? You're all so busy. And so instead of posting randomly, you can plan ahead with content ideas that fit within your chosen pillars. It keeps you focused, consistent, and saves time in the long run. And also saves some sanity, which is nice. And then next, boosts engagement and growth. So when you consistently post valuable and engaging content, your audience is more likely to interact, share, and follow your page. The algorithm's boosted, happy days. So it keeps you really, really consistent and clear on what you talk to. So what might that look like for your dance school? I've kind of put together some pillars or content buckets that you could speak to. So the first one, education. So this is where you're going to educate parents on a topic. So topics covered could relate to class types, exercises their kids do outside of class, any news upcoming in the club, anything to do with dance schools, your unique selling point. This pillar ultimately covers content that will educate your customers on something. And that can be in any format, so video, carousels, feed, story, etc. Next is culture. So this is all about showcasing life at your dance school. So it humanizes the dance school. It tells your story. You can include content around getting to know the team, behind the scenes interviews with kids, even with dancers, challenges, etc. It's all speaking directly to what is life like at your dance school. The next pillar you could look at is where you can, so customer. So this helps you share the success of your dancers and their families, promoting their stories. So it showcases the difference that your dance studio has made to their dancing journey and will help them encourage new signups, or will ultimately help encourage new signups. So anything within this pillar can kind of be testimonials, success stories, and dance achievements, etc. And the last one is show promotion and offers. So this pillar encompasses any offers you might have running for the dance school, as well as kind of sharing content around your dance show. That is obviously the big driver, as well as workshops and holiday camps. So that's kind of 4 general pillars you could speak to. If you have clearly defined content pillars, brilliant. Maybe just review them as part of your audit. Do they work? Do they speak to your dance school? Do they speak to your goals with social media? But if you've not got them, those 4 are a really good starting point. So as today, at the end of today's session, you'll come away with some resources that we've put together for you. So the first one is social media content ideas. So this is essentially a one-stop kind of cheat sheet, like to call it, with loads and loads of different content ideas that fit with under each pillar. So when you're planning your topics, your ideas, your posts, you can look at this for inspiration. Within that as well, you'll also have some hooks. So on average, you have 3 seconds to grab someone's attention on social media. So a hook is really important, whether that's a visual hook or whether that is a written hook with copy. There's a few ideas in there. And you've also got some Instagram and Facebook story ideas in there too, under each pillar. And these aren't things that you need to go away and do, like, oh, I must do that specific idea under this. It's just a little bit of a, oh, I could do this based on an idea that's in that spreadsheet. So it's just inspiration, really. But next is a social media planning spreadsheet. So this is so you can plan out your content with those pillars. You can look at, it's a year-long calendar, you can put in what you have coming up in your dance school, and then you can fit posts around that. So if you have a show, it might be 2 weeks out from the show you start doing show-based content. So that could be culture content around our dancers preparing for their show, behind the scenes rehearsals, education, what to bring on show day, promotion stuff. Do you have a ticket, like kind of offer running, that kind of thing? So it's all within, you're talking to that topic, but you've got those kind of subtopics. And then the last one is a social media audit checklist. So that essentially just kind of goes through everything we've just spoken to. You can go away, you can look at your current social media, and you can compare it to this spreadsheet, to this Word document. You can make sure that your bio is optimized, your location's clear, you have a clear strategy that works for you. It's a little bit of just a takeaway from today. I'm now going to show you how you can put the learnings from today into practice, and how you can plan out your content in a strategic manner that will save you time in the long run, ensuring that it's both consistent and valuable to your customers and your audience. So if I open up this spreadsheet, I'll show you how you can use it to plan content specific things for your school. So for example, let's say that your school is called Resolute Dance Company, and you cater to children from the ages of 4 to 18 years of age. You run both recreational and competitive programs, and your mission is all around increasing confidence in children. And you also offer a variety of classes. So let's kind of bear those three things in mind. Children from all ages, your mission is about increasing confidence. You have recreational and competitive programs and a variety of classes. So your content could look something like this. So if I open up April right now, we'll go to today. And you have these kind of drop down menus, and you can select what you want to do. So let's say we're going to do an education post, and you're going to do it for Instagram, and we're going to do it as a reel. You could have 3 ways that dance instills confidence in children. And that can just be something as simple as you have a clip of a dance school, an excerpt from a dance class, and you're just having text over the top. It doesn't need to be massive, big edit, big job. It's just something like that. But that's immediately giving value. That's, you're looking at the parents that are currently with you, have children with you, go, oh, that's great that my child's, learning confidence, resilience at their dance school. But also for the people that are maybe on the fence, know about you is maybe a little bit of a push to book a trial class. So let's come up with another idea. So let's say we're going to do customer. So for this one, that could be, again, let's go with Instagram. And this could be a Instagram story. And you might have for example, so Wednesday, you could call it like Wow Wednesday. And you could talk to the fact that a child has developed a new skill. And you can share that skill, and you can show that kind of directly about that customer, about that dancer and how they're doing. And the same kind of, if you wanted to do a kind of culture-based one, it could be even something as simple as POV. You start dancing and become more confident. And it can just be even a clip as simple as just walking into the dance school and into a studio, and kind of you're showcasing what life is like at your dance school. So that's kind of how you would use this spreadsheet. And as I say, go in and put in your key dates, put in when you've got dance camps, dance classes, exams. That's a big one. If you have that kind of competitive program and you've got exams coming up 2 weeks before the exam, you could have educational posts about the top 5 things your child should be doing around exams, leading up to their dance exam, that kind of thing. There's just so much scope, and this will really help you plan, because ultimately when you have kind of planned out what you're going to do, it does save you time in the long run. And when you have those kind of clear pillars that you're sticking to, that keeps you right as well. So that is us done. If you have any questions about anything social media or about any of the resources, please pop them in the comments below. As I said, we'll be manning this chat for the next hour or so, and someone will be checking back. So we will get back to you, and no question is too small. thank you so much for joining us today, and hopefully see you again soon.